Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is May 23rd, 2021. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe to my channel down below. I really do appreciate that. And it really does help me out. So thank you if you do that. All right, so let's get started. Looking at the cues real fast, as I always like to start out with. We're in this channel for now. I'll tell you that I won't say expectation, but what I think could happen is this, and then somewhere around here. I'm not sure if we're going to make it all the way down to 300 or 297. But the 200-day moving average is right here at 305. So I wouldn't be surprised if we hit, somewhere around here, in there. Anyway, that's, I think, my highest likelihood possibility is there. And then we start to make this rounding base and everything's good and double bottom shows up and, people are freaking out about head and shoulders, which I don't think is going to happen, but I think that it's going to look like it could happen. And I think that's where the biggest opportunity is with, risk management in this 297 to 300 level. A break below that, and we are in a different environment, but we're not even close to that right now. That'd be another, 10% or so down, by the way. All right, so let us start with my stocks to watch. We have 24 names plus 5 potential jet fuel names. We're going to go through quickly, grab some paper and a pen or pencil, write them down, and research the ones that you like. All right, FedEx. Let me get rid of this 200-day. All right, FedEx. Here we go. Beautiful cup and handle. I mean, this is just textbook stuff. If we could break out higher, that would be perfect. Right here is a nice entry. You can use the 300 level, I think, as a stop. That's about 3%. That's not bad at all. Upstart, UPST. Amazing name. Look at this gigantic volume right here. Took everyone off guard and then had to consolidate, held its gap. That's a beautiful thing to see. And then just rocketed higher, and you have a double from this point up. So with that being said, where are we at now? We got the cup. Let's go ahead and chill out, get the handle. And I think Upstart could be one of the big winners. I'm really excited for this one. That's UPST. Celsius, CELH. I guess technically it's in a range, but it looks like a double bottom is trying to form right now. I would consider this a leader, and it's a little bit extended. I would love to see a nice little pullback into the moving averages, or sideways movement, drift lower, whatever, and then the pop. And then you could play it to this overhead supply or longer term above 70. CELH. Next up, ELAN, ELAN, Elanco. They do pet meds. Again, it's a little bit extended. And this candle right here tells me that maybe the buyers are getting a little tired. So expect next week for this to maybe to drift lower, let the moving averages catch up, and then for this to go higher at that point. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking for boom, boom, boom. That's what I want to see right there. Elon. Next up, CrowdStrike, CRWD. Again, another one that's kind of in a range, but looking more like a double bottom. Let's see if we could draw a trend line here from here to here. Yeah, I think that trend line is going to be important right there. Boom. So what I would like to see here, again, a little extended, very similar to Celsius. Let it drift a little bit lower, and then a breakout. We do have earnings coming up on June 3rd, so a little bit close. I don't know if I'd play this before earnings or not. Too close for my liking, but like the name a lot. I think that's going to be one of the leaders going forward. Tenable, TENB. Yeah, so we had the big decline, right? Went from 57 down to 35. So big, 40% or so decline. Yeah, right around 40%. And now it's trying to make this bottom again, kind of double bottomish right over here, trying to move higher. I like this against this $39 level. Again, very similar exhaustion look over here in this candle. So for this one, I'd love to see this kind of come back into the moving averages and then move higher. And that's tenable TENB. Next up, CHX. This is Champion X Corporation. Just a beautiful cup and handle. A smaller version of what that FedEx chart kind of looks like. You know, in this handle, we're seeing decreasing volume. I mean, just a wonderful looking setup. Great place to manage risk against. That's CHX. Next up, ELY. This is Callaway Golf. Double bottom-ish, broke out. A quick retest, moved higher, and now just moving sideways on decreased volume, letting the moving averages catch up. Looks good. ELY. Next up, CLVT, CLVT. Here's CLVT. Loose chart, right? So that gives me a little bit of pause, but price action is very nice. I think that managing risk in this 2750 and above area makes sense. Again, because it's loose, if you choose this one, I'd probably go later position to let the volatility kind of work out. RF, Regions Financial, just kind of move sideways in a range and now is trying to break out. You call this a cupish and handle, it looks pretty good. So again, this would be the place to manage risk against, right? This 2250 level is at 2276. Nice accumulation going on there. I like that one a lot. RF. Next up, DVA. This is Davita. Again, we're seeing a lot of these cups and handles, right? That's what we wanted. That's what these corrections created for us, right? These new bases. So this DVA, again, good accumulation on the right side of the base, what you want to see, decreasing volume in the handle, above 124.50. Let's call it 125 just to be safe, above 125. And I think it's a long, right? And you can manage risk against that level. That was DVA. Next up, CYH. Boom, there's your cup. Very deep cup. There's your handle. This could still roll over. We don't know what's going to happen, but I like it above 14. So if it gets above 14, which would be breaking this trend line and above these prior highs down here, back here, that would be a big deal. So that's CYH. Next up, TX. Ternium. We've talked about Ternium for a long time. It's hit this level like 6-7 times in the last like 15 years. And it's always been rejected at this level. Will this time be different? No idea. But what do I see? I see that there's a huge amount of accumulation coming in. I see that every time it pulls back to this $36, $37 range, the buyers are stepping in, right? Buyers are stepping in. Moving averages are getting tight. They are tight. They're literally overlapping. Prices right at the moving average, a penny below the 23-day EMA. This is a setup that is, again, it's tight, right? I mean, if in this move, this tightness, we're going to get expansion. We don't know if it's up or down, but I definitely would watch this. Again, somebody's been buying into this one, right? As this is tightening up, we're seeing huge green skyscrapers. So love the way this one looks. This is TX. Newmont Mining, NEM. We had the breakout of this area and it moved very quickly. And now it's just kind of biding time and the moving averages are closing up this white space that we saw here. It's a beautiful thing. So as this kind of builds out and maybe even drifts a little bit lower, let the moving averages catch up. And this one looks pretty good. Kirkland Lake, KL. Okay, this one. Yep, broke the downtrend line, retest on the downtrend, and now is moving higher. You see the nice, call it power trend, or at least a trend going higher with the moving averages. Nice accumulation. I think, it could easily get to this $50 level, which is still a decent move from here. It's not doing anything wrong, another 15% or so. May need to build out to the right side a little bit more, but that looks really good. That's KL. Wheaton Precious Metals, WPM. This has been an important area. And again, very similar, all these miners, big up day over here. Now it's been building out the right, this flag type pattern, holding up really nicely. Moving averages are catching up. Looks good. LTHM. So this one, had this nice move up and now has been kind of drifting lower, right? But we see this 1580-ish, 1575, whatever, somewhere around there, has so far held really nicely. So we could draw a downtrend line right here. I think if it breaks the downtrend line, we could get a nice little pop higher, right? And that's what's that 25, almost 30%. That's a nice move to all-time highs. I think there's a good chance that this builds out the right side of a base and we get there. And then we'll see. Maybe this is a cup and handle that eventually breaks out. Maybe we'll see. But again, that's obviously a long-term view. So decide what kind of time trader you are, your time frame. Maybe you want to play just to here, and that's where you would get out, and you'll start selling to people in the handle, whatever. And then you re-enter above 24 and play it again. I don't know. Remember, there's opportunity cost in time also. MCFE, McAfee. Looks like maybe it was a SPAC or something. I don't know, but again, it's a little bit loose in here, but it's crossing back over. It's moving higher. Looks like decent amount of volume coming in. Accumulation. Again, a little bit loose, so just be aware of that. FLL, Full House Resorts. This is a classic VCP. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and keeping this area as its overhead supply. Now is starting to move higher than that, right at all-time highs, just a smidge below it. It looks really strong. So FLL. Next up, CEQP, Crestwood Equity Partners. Nice big move up. This just may be the start of a sideways consolidation, so maybe in the early stages. So I would definitely want to wait till it broke out above, 31 and a quarter, 31.50, somewhere around there, to say the new move higher is going on. Again, this could move sideways for a long period, so just be aware of that. Next up, DVN. I only put one major energy name on here. It has this kind of cup and handle look near these highs, which is multi-year, well, I guess 1 year highs or so. Either way, a lot of the energy names look this way. So I encourage you to look at the OIH, look at the XLE, and see the components of there, and see if there's any other names that you like. But this looks like a cup and handle. Again, there's a ton of them that have this look to it. This is just one example that I pulled up for it. But that's Devon Energy, DVN. Next up, HGV, Hilton Grand Vacations. We had the breakout, then we had the kind of high handle, if you will, looking pretty good, trying to move higher. Again, we found sellers up here, so if a close above 45, we'll call it 75, right? 45, 75-ish, somewhere in there. I think that would be a positive. Again, decent accumulation coming in here. And this looks like it wants higher. That's HGV. CZR, Caesars Entertainment. Again, kind of a VCP happening. I wouldn't be surprised if it hits this area and pulls back once more. That would be normal before it actually breaks out. Very similar to what was it, FLL, I think, right? Yeah, very similar pattern look to it. So I'm not sure if it's exactly ready yet, but I think it's making a nice little VCP. And when it breaks out above 105-ish, I think that's a go time. Okay, so there we go. That was 24 names. Now we're going to do a few on my jet fuel scan. First off, Children's Place, PLCE. This one had earnings, and I was holding off, and it popped without me. It happens. But these bars right here, to me, says that people are selling. So I'm going to wait on this one, and I'm going to wait for it, hopefully, to maybe come back in and test, $84, $85, and then move higher. At that point, the moving averages will be kind of bunching up and getting together again. And then this would be an area I would potentially consider. and using, the $78, $79 as my low, and seeing where it goes from there. So definitely want to watching. Of course, love is on here. It's just grinding higher. Earnings in June, but would love to see this. You know, there you go. 78, and we'll call it $80, right? If it gets above $80, I like the long. Again, know your earnings dates. It's near all-time highs, so it's tough to know where it's headed to. 100 is always a psychological level, and that may be a place I may look forward to have some issues. But right now, it looks really nice. Arch Coal, Arch Resources. It's a coal company. This is an interesting area right here, and it is just kind of consolidating, trying to just absorb all the supply that's up here. Again, you're seeing, there you go, there's your supply, right? It shows up in the chart. But the uptrend is still intact. A great place to manage risk against, right? It gets below 50. I mean, I think I'd be out for sure if it gets below 50. Right now, it's at almost 53. So that's about 6%. It's not bad. And if this starts to move, I think this one could move really fast. Has this kind of basey inverse head and shoulder look to it. We don't know, right, if it could roll over, go higher. But if it can start to close above 54.50, close above there, that would be really interesting. LPI is Laredo Petroleum. This one had this little breakout. It's moving higher, looks amazing. Good volume coming in, earnings out of the way. Just maybe a little extended, right? Again, some sellers showing up right here. Yeah, a little, come on back in just a little bit and then move higher. That would be perfect, right? Right now, just a little too extended for me, but looks really nice. Could also just move sideways, and that would be fine too. But again, a lot of people want to buy this one. I mean, these are beautiful looking candles right here. And my last one is TDUP, which is their DUP, whatever that is. But new IPO name, and it looks like people want to be involved in this name, moving higher. Of course, newer IPOs always have some more inherent risk to them, but it is above the VWAP from the IPO. I think that is a huge positive. First earnings are out of the way, and I think you can manage risk against this $20 level, right? So yeah, wouldn't mind seeing it kind of pull back just a little bit, maybe to the VWAP, right? Maybe to the VWAP, maybe to $20, and then move higher right there. That would be pretty good. And actually, I'll just draw this in there right there. Yeah, something like this, right? Wouldn't mind seeing something like that. Yeah, beautiful. Anyway, that's what I got for you. 29 names in all, 24 setups, 5 jet fuel scan. Just be careful in this market. Good chance that there's gonna be more volatility this week. There's no reason why you think there wouldn't be. It has a lot to prove still, and I'm still in the camp that there could be another leg down. But that would be an encouraging sign. That'd get people really bearish. That would create sentiment, awful sentiment, and that's where the biggest opportunity is. If we kind of just rebound here, it's just there's opportunity, but it's not the same. If we have one more leg down, 5 to 10%, that would be a huge, huge opportunity. All right, so keep your watch list fresh, keep your relative strength list fresh. Hopefully, this helped some. Let me know what I missed. Right, what are you watching that I did not get? Leave comments below. I try to respond to everybody. Like me on Twitter. Follow me at AlphaCharge365. Also, if you can, like and subscribe to my channel. It really does help me, and I do appreciate it. It helps me keep producing this content. Y'all take care.